Starting in the spring of 1958, my grandmother spent 11 months in bed. Debilitating vertigo kept her there. Doctors could not account for it. They could not find the source of the vertigo, nor did they find sufficient treatment. So she stayed in bed. Our family has a theory of the vertigo, though, and it is simple. Up until 1958, Mama didn't have a minute to stop. She went from a childhood of absolute poverty in Slovakia to hiding as a maid in Budapest from the Nazis. Then they found her and sent her to Auschwitz. I know very little about her time in the camps. I know, because she had fake papers, that she went to Auschwitz a full year and a half before Hungarian Jews. I know she worked for a munitions factory while there. I know she met the man who would become my grandfather, Papa, there. Sorry to tell you that they did not fall in love there. Boy, would that have been a story. But they interacted several times in the factory and became recognizable acquaintances to each other. In fact, Mama was Papa's supervisor and would overlook when Papa intentionally sabotaged an item. This could easily have gotten them both killed. I also know Mama lost her brother and her parents in the concentration camps. Her sister, to whom she was not close, survived. But Mama, throughout my life, spoke very little about her time in the camps. After the war, my grandfather made his way back to his family in Paris. They had all survived thanks to fake Catholic passports. My grandmother, with no family to return to, got a job as a housekeeper in Brussels. Pretty quickly after returning to Paris, Papa started working in the post-war depression that was Europe in 1945. In December of that year, that work brought him to Brussels, and right outside the subway, he ran into an acquaintance from the camp. They got married a month later. She joined his family's post-war business, smuggling. She once had to go back to Gare de Lyon, sneak onto a train, and cut out diamonds that had been left in the bathroom by my grandfather, because an inspector was on the train, so Papa was forced to exit without his loot. She alone figured out which car the diamonds were on, sneaked on, and smuggled them off. She had 5 pregnancies and 3 children, all between 1946 and 1951, when my mother was born. She moved to France, then to Israel, back to France, and then to America, Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, she found herself working in a factory again. Papa quit smuggling and became a busboy. Then, in 1958, Papa got promoted to head waiter. The restaurant was one of those fancy places where the waiter would coddle an egg at your table to make you fresh Caesar salad dressing right before your eyes. Due to his big promotion, Mama was able to quit her job at the typewriter parts factory. And as soon as she quit that job, she got vertigo. As soon as she was able to stop, her body said, "Stay down. Stay down." For 11 months, the vertigo was so bad that someone had to help her get to and from the bathroom. They had to bring food to her bed and help bathe her. My mother remembers spending a lot of time in bed with Mama during that time, and she also remembers that Papa had to learn how to do my mom's hair. He used his acquired skills to do my hair as a child, too, knowing from his experience with my mother how to handle my curls. The lessons learned from necessity can sometimes turn up in French braids. I have no idea what Mama thought about during that year in bed, but my spoiled little mind imagines the worst, the most dramatic version of the possibilities. I imagine she was trying to understand how in one lifetime she could go from being the daughter of an Orthodox tombstone engraver in a shtetl in rural Slovakia to being the mother of 3 American kids who wanted a Christmas tree in Los Angeles. I imagine she was wondering how her little brother had died and how her parents had died, Did they suffer? Were they scared?